Welcome back to another episode of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode. We're coming off the back of our first career win out at Lime Rock Park. A race that we had to fight to take the win, obviously, with the difference in strategy. We had to work our way around Isabella Robusto, who pitted late, only took fuel on her final pit stop. It did not work out for her. She fell outside the top 10. But we're getting set ahead of Dover for race number 11 of the Arkham Menard Series season, as it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. We've got the full level 4 car, and obviously last time out we did have the issue of not being able to fully repair our car, as we've got a choice now between picking up some gear for the garage and a interview with a local sports writer. We are going to actually pick up the gear, get some more work points, try to fully repair our car here ahead of Dover, which is going to be pretty big for us because we weren't too worried about it with the road course, since you don't necessarily need the the best car possible to win there, or to run well there. So you can see we won't be able to fully repair the car, but we can do a lot of repairs to it. So we're at a level 4 body, level 4 chassis, level 4 engine, and then we've got the level 5 suspension. The engine and suspension will be a little bit damaged heading into the race, just due to us not being fully able to repair the car. So it's a little unfortunate, but we're not too worried about this. We do have a new sponsor interest with JRI Shocks. We're also going to update our goal. We're going to move it to a top 20. We've been running top 25 pretty easily. We're also going to go in and sell some of our older parts. Trying to make a little bit extra money here as we start coming towards the second half of the season, or making our way through the second half of the season. You can see we're actually going to sell the level 5 body we have, just because it's really damaged, and with only one car, it's really difficult to rebuild after you replace a part. We will keep the level 5 engine though, just in case, and we'll actually look into buying parts for a second, but I don't think we're going to. We currently sit 10th in the points. LeVar Scott tops it over Brendan Queen by 10 points. Queen's still looking for that first win of the season. He's got 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s to this point, but he's just not been able to put the race together. But he's going to be looking to try and chase down LeVar Scott. William Sawalich has made his way up to the 4th spot. He's 20 points out of the lead. LeVar Scott sits 3rd, Jake Finch in 4th. So it's a pretty close battle at the front here, but we're getting set to head into Dover for race number 11 of our first career season.
Race fans, we're here and we're one, the only Monster Mile. We're live from Dover Motor Speedway in Dover, Delaware, where 1 mile of high-banked concrete delivers non-stop, heart-pounding action. Practice is in full swing, and drivers are heading out onto the track.
All right, time to go. Remember your goals out there.
Here we are now for practice from Dover Motor Speedway, or the Monster Mile. We're going to be exiting the pits. It's going to be an interesting one, obviously, with the damaged car. The goal here in practice, a 25.87. We are going to beat that with a 25.055. So, not a terrible lap. It's going to be good enough to put us in the 6th spot. William Sawalich fastest over Brendan Queen. Jake Finch, Isabella Robusto, LeVar Scott round out the top 5. I'm in 6th, Kitzmiller 7th, Reif, Van Alst, and Tinkle, the top 10.
Qualifying is underway as we look to see who will sit on the pole for this weekend's race.
Here we go, driver. We're up.
Here we go for practice now. The new goal of a top 20. So we'll be exiting here. Dover, a difficult track. You got a couple of different types of lines you can run. You can run up top, you can try to hook the bottom, or you can diamond the corner a bit. We're going to kind of use a mix of them as we're coming out of turn 4. It's a 25-2-1-1, good enough for 15th, which is good enough for our goal, as William Sawalich will get the pole here over Brendan Queen. Jake Finch in 3rd, Isabella Robusto 4th, LeVar Scott rounds out the top 5. Tyler Reif, Tinkle, Van Alst, Jason Kitzmiller, and Jankowiak round out the top 10.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this ARCA Menard Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Time to go now. Fire it up.
Now we get set to go green here, starting from the 15th spot. Ed Pompa to our outside. Green flag is in the air. We went straight up the track. I don't know if I wasn't ready or what, but not an ideal start. We made a little contact with Pompa. We're going to lose a couple spots down into 17th here as Sawalich will lead them into turn 1. We're going to come off of turn 2, clip the apron a little bit. That's something you got to watch out for. We'll slide up in front of Rita Goulet. Now looking back up the inside of DL Wilson into 3 and 4. We'll take back the 16th spot. We had a really good run through turns 3 and 4 now. Having a thought of going 3 wide, we think better of it. So Sawalich leads the opening lap. We'll look to the inside of Lawless Allen. Kind of forced him up the track just a little bit. Make the move now back into the 15th spot. Try to get back around the Ed Pompa machine. Pompa's going to cut our nose off though into 3 and 4. We're looking through the middle now of Pompa and Corey Day. 3 wide coming off of turn 4. Kind of ran Corey out of room, but he's able to keep it out of the wall. Now we're on the outside of Pompa looking for 13th. Really trying the diamond on the top. Will make the move on Ed Pompa. Now next up, Andy Jankowiak down the back straightaway. He's side by side with Patrick Staropoli. We look to the way outside. Maybe trying to get around both of them. We get to the outside of Staropoli. Jankowiak clears him. So it's only side by side. We get a good exit off the corner. We'll clear Staropoli. Now looking to the outside of Jankowiak in 1 and 2. So we'll come now off of turn number 2, right in behind Jankowiak and Timmy Hill. We'll give Hill a push. No, not down into 3 and 4. Now looking 3 wide to the outside of Timmy Hill and Andy Jankowiak. We're getting aggressive here in the early stages. We clear Hill, got a good run off the top, and we'll clear Jankowiak down into turn 1. Next up is Greg Van Alst for the 9th spot. We've slotted into the top 10. Looking low off the exit of turn 2, trying to see if we can get to the bottom of Van Alst. Van Alst will cut our nose off just a little bit. He'll be clear in 3 and 4. That's a big thing here at Dover, is you kind of chop the nose of the car trying to pass you. We'll look to the inside of Van Alst again. He'll do it again now into 1 and 2. So we'll come with the diamond off at turn number 2. Couldn't quite get the run on Greg Van Alst. We'll look to the outside now as he looks to protect the bottom down the back straightaway. Seems like it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get around this 35 car. He's been very defensive so far. William Sawalich continues to lead, though, here on lap number 7. He's got a pretty decent lead over second place now, as Van Alst looks to get around Kitzmiller. Will use the diamond to our benefit. Look to the inside of Jason Kitzmiller. Have a thought of looking to the inside of Van Alst, but he's not going to leave us space again. Greg Van Alst really running us out of space. That caused us to go up the track since we clipped the apron. We'll move on to lap 8, running in the 9th spot as we look to clear Kitzmiller into 1 and 2, and we do clear Jason through turn 1. Next up is Greg Van Alst yet again. He's been very aggressive, as you can tell, with the blocking and the chop in our nose and all the defending, so we're going to try to get that aggression back towards him as we're getting good run off a turn number 4. We'll look to the outside down into 1 and 2. Van Alst comes off the bottom just a little bit. We'll close the gap on the 35. Got him up the track with a little bit of contact off of turn number 2. Can we get to his inside? He'll have to leave us the space this time now. Looking for the 8th spot on Greg Van Alst. Through 3 and 4, we'll make the move stick. Clear Van Alst. Next up is Tyler Reif. Reif dominated the early stages at Lime Rock Park. Did not have the pit stop he needed, though, to come out with the win. We'll close the gap on the 23 now. Looking to his inside. Got him up the track just a little bit off of turn 2. Maybe packed a little air on his corner. We'll head off into 3 and 4 now. Up the inside of the 23 car. Make that move stick. Move us up into the 7th spot. Next up is Isabella Robusto. So we head down into 1 and 2 yet again. Robusto obviously tried the different strategy. She's been pretty regularly taking a different strategy than everyone else, and it's got her 2 wins this season. It didn't work out last week at Lime Rock Park, but we'll see if she maybe continues that with the alternate strategy as we get a good run off of turn number 4. Just trying to close our gap on the Venturini Motorsports number 55. So we'll ride around the top, try to diamond the corner, get a low exit off of turn 2, a little bit loose as we look to the inside of Robusto down the back straightaway. She'll be able to keep clear of us. Now, Zachary Tinkle having a good run, a top 5 run for the number 11. We get a good run off the corner, looking to the inside of Robusto down the front straightaway. She's not going to be able to cut her nose off. We'll be side by side through 1 and 2 now. Looking to clear the 55 off of turn number 2. A good run. We're going to slide up in front of her, force her to back out. That'll move us up into the 6th spot. We're now starting to get into lap traffic. That's Eloy Falcon going a lap down. We're in behind Tinkle. We clipped the apron just a little bit, though. Luckily, didn't affect us too much. Just kind of straightened our car out. We'll move to the 2nd lane here and really try to diamond the exit now up the inside of Todd Souza, who's a lap down. We got a good run, though, off of turn 2. Looking to the inside of Zachary Tinkle. We made a little contact, but Tinkle able to keep clear. We'll get by Cole Raz to put him a lap down. Still Sawalich out front as we're going to grab the wall off of turn 4. Luckily, no damage. Look to the inside of Steve Lewis now, put him a lap down. We got a good exit off the corner. Got right to the back bumper of Zachary Tinkle. Looking to the outside now, down the back straightaway, heading into 3 and 4. Unfortunately, we're going to get stuck behind Becca Montopoli. That's will really get a good run off, though. Still able to diamond it, and he's going to get held up a little bit by David Smith. 3 wide with Tinkle and a lap car looking for the 5th spot. We're going to be able to make the move now out of turn number 2. Clear for the 5th spot. So we'll head up the inside of Kyle Keller. Next in line is LeVar Scott, who just beat us out at Kansas. He's currently the points leader. Good run off of turn number 2. Came off a little bit low, though. Sorry, turn number 4. So we'll head into 1 and 2 now, trying to close the gap on the Rev Racing number 6. Scott side by side with Eric Johnson Jr., the lap car. He'll move to the bottom now as we'll look to the outside of the number 5 machine. That's Presley Sora now getting lapped by Scott. We'll go up there inside. Still trying to close the gap here on LeVar Scott on lap 18. It's still William Sawalich out front with Butterbean in second. Starting to get close on the fuel window. Fuel light comes on. That means we've got just about 2 laps of fuel to go. We continue to close the gap on LeVar Scott, looking to pick up the 4th spot. 20 laps to go here from Dover. We'll head off into 1 and 2. Get by another lap car. Scott going to be pinched a little bit as we are going to be called into the pits. We're not going to repair any damage. It's going to be 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel. So we'll get by Nate Moeller now. One of the hardest pit roads to get onto. So you can see, really got to avoid the barrels. We'll get down 2 speed this time. So we'll make our way down through the pits. Hopefully not going to lose too much time. Obviously, pit stops in this game are really... or green flag pit stops are a pretty big issue, as William Sawalich is going to come in behind us. We're halfway through this one, so we'll make the slow trek into our pit stall. So, right side tires are done. They'll make their way over to the left side. Expecting about a 16-second stop here. So left side tires are done. It will be a 16.3 now. The new leader coming in. That is Jake Finch. You can see a lot of cars on the pit. Lloyd Falcon gets by as Brad Smith has stayed out. He's running in the 8th spot. Isabella Robusto takes over the lead. Kind of what I was saying. She's really been one of the ones to go late on the strategy every single week. So we'll now look to try and make up some of the positions we possibly lost through the pit stop. We catch the wall off of turn number 4. Robusto will be coming in this time. We'll get by Eloy Falcon. See some of the guys coming out of the pits. We're currently running in the 16th spot. We're going to get aggressive split. Tanner Reif and Brad Smith. We're into the 16th spot. Doesn't look like we've lost a ton of time, as that's LeVar Scott just up ahead of us. So that's a good sign, a good pit call for our crew chief, and a good pit stop for our team, as we'll look to close the gap now on LeVar Scott. So you can see his chaos up ahead, a little bit of contact. We saw the puff of smoke. A lot of people just trying to get into line. Some more pit stops. Steve Lewis, I think that was Brad Smith. We'll get by both of them. Moves us back up into the top 10. Sawalich continues to lead now as the pit stop, or the pit window is starting to close. Jake Finch going to lose the spot now to LeVar Scott. So we'll come off of turn number 2, try to get in behind Trevor Huddleston now down the back straightaway. We'll get by Huddleston, we'll get by Balkin. We'll look now right up to the back bumper of Brayton Laster. We'll look to his inside heading into 1 and 2. Clipped the apron a little bit, nearly slid up into the 06. Luckily he was able to avoid us. So we're running in a solid 5th place. You can see a couple more cars down into the pits, and that'll probably end, or that should be it for this set of pit stops. Only one set of pit stops, I believe, for today, as we'll head down into 1 and 2 yet again. Get by Eloy Falcon. He tried to stretch it long, maybe catch a yellow, but it didn't work out for him. He's really not had a great race here at Dover. But we'll look to see if we can keep trying to run down Jake Finch, try to run down LeVar Scott. That's Cole Raz all the way up to the top. 39th place run for him, not what they would have wanted for today, as we'll head off into 1 and 2. Jake Finch getting held up by a couple of lap cars. We'll try to close in on him. Todd Souza was one of those lap cars. We'll get by Souza yet again here in this race. So we look to try and close the gap to Finch, who's really kind of just trapped in lap traffic. Steve Lewis, Tim Richmond. We'll look to get by both of them. That's Brad Smith just up ahead of Finch. I think David Smith is also that car up on the outside, as there goes Brad Smith around, spinning in 1 and 2, and the caution's gonna fly. We haven't seen a ton of cautions for AI spins. We got one there. And that'll send us to a restart here. Restarting from the 5th spot, we've got Tyler Reif to our outside. Sawalich continues to lead over Brendan Queen. LeVar Scott runs 3rd, Jake Finch in 4th. And we round out the top 5 as we are back green here from the Monster Mile. Not the greatest getaway for us as we spun the tires just a little bit. Reif gets by us on the outside. Zachary Tinkle with a good job getting through the gears. He's looking to clear us now. Off of turn number 2, side by side with Tinkle. He got a good run off the top. We're going to see if we can try to fight back into 3 and 4. Sawalich continues to lead. We really get aggressive. Wash up the track. Nearly into Zachary Tinkle. Van Oss looking up our inside. We're going to get a good run off the corner, though. Keep clear of Van Oss, looking to the inside of Tyler Reif, down into 1 and 2. We'll get by Tyler Reif. Van Oss looking up our inside. He's going to just cut us a break there off of turn number 2. So we really kind of cut the nose off of that 35 car. Now heading into 3 and 4. Sawalich continues to lead. The battle for 2nd now between Finch and Scott. Brendan Queen did not need that yellow. He's dropped down to the 4th spot. Not a great restart for the Pinnacle Racing Group, number 28. I mean, he's running well in points, but they've also got to be a little bit disappointed with not being able to pick up that win. They really had a good season with Connor Zilic last year. And obviously in real life with Brendan Queen, I believe it was 7 wins on the year. But we've got just 5 laps to go. We're trying to hold on to the 5th spot. We know Robusto is on slightly better tires than us. We're closing the gap, though, on LeVar Scott. Scott washed up a little bit. This is kind of where we were before that pit stop cycle, as we're closing the gap on Scott. Really trying to run the diamond on the middle, or in the middle line. Got a good exit off of turn number 4. Looking to the inside now of Scott, heading into 1 and 2, side by side with the Rev Racing group, or Rev Racing car. As we'll look to his inside, can we clear off of turn number 2? No, he's going to get a good exit. Isabella Robusto now, is she going to make it 3 wide? She sticks her nose in. We're 3 wide for a second, now for good. Robusto, though, able to clear both myself and Scott. It was an aggressive move, kind of forced me into the door of LeVar Scott. We'll head down into 1 and 2 again, now slide up in front of the 6 car. Puts us into the 5th, or keeps us in the 5th spot. Robusto able to make the move work. She moves up 2 spots into 4th. So it's still William Sawalich out front over Jake Finch. Brendan Queen now in 3rd. Isabella Robusto runs 4th. We run 5th with just 2 laps to go. Not 5 to go. So we'll try to just manage this 5th spot. I don't think we're going to be able to catch the top 4. They've seemed to be in a league of their own today. So we'll head through 3 and 4 now coming to the white flag. The white flag is in the air for William Sawalich. Final lap here around the Monster Mile. Can we hold on to this 5th spot? Down into 1 and 2. Scott not really close enough to really put up a fight. So we'll head off of turn number 2 now. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Brendan Queen looking to make a move on Finch for 3rd. He can't get to the inside. We're coming through 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4. William Sawalich will take the win here at Dover. And we'll be able to come home with the 5th place. Met our goal of the top 20. Do get our sponsor goal for JRI Shocks as William Sawalich takes home the win over Jake Finch. Brendan Queen comes home 3rd. Isabella Robusto in 4th. And I will round out the top 5. Scott, Van Ols, Tinkle, Jankowiak, and Hill round out the top 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next episode.